Scoreholio organizers, this is Ben. I'm going to go over a quick tutorial about how to get your club to do a year-long club championship where you can do like a fun tournament at the end of the year to crown your club champion. But this is a good way to be able to get a full list of everybody that's played in all your tournaments and get a whole bunch of stats along with it. So it's a lot of fun and players will be engaged and they're going to want to attend your tournaments a lot more so they can raise up their points all season long. On the left here, I have our app, and I'll kind of go through this as we're going along and kind of show how the players would see something. On the right, I have our admin. Now, you can always do your admin on your phone as well through the Run a Tournament tab, but I'm going to do it right here and go to Run a Tournament, and I'm going to go ahead and sign in and log in. And I'm going to go to Cornhole here. I'm going to quickly go through this. Hopefully, you already know how to run tournaments. If you don't, go learn on some of our other tutorials at docs.scoreholio.com. I got two tournaments I've already ran here. Right here is a Switcholio tournament. For a Switcholio tournament, everybody signs up as a player, and they get a random partner throughout a round robin that I've already ran through. You can see all the matches here. And then in the bracket, I went ahead and ran a bracket. You can see who got first through fifth and the round robin here as well. I also went ahead and I ran a set schedule season. So this would be like a weekly league if you're running a weekly league. This one was actually a set teams league, so everybody came as a team of two. You can see I have 4 teams here. Where there's the schedule, and you can see that everybody went through here. I did not run the championship bracket, but if you are running a weekly league and you do 8 weeks in the championship bracket at the end, you can also do that as well to submit seasons. I'm just going to go ahead and submit this as if we didn't do a championship game. The next thing I'm going to show you is up here. I'm going to go ahead and go to seasons.scoreholio.com. Now, if you are running a tournament or on your phone, you can always see seasons right here. It's this final tab, and you can see my season is here, and I could go to it through here. But I'm going to go ahead and do this through the admin on this right side. And if I go to seasons.scoreholio.com, I can go to this organizer admin, and I'm going to go to Cornhole where I have a season set up that is going to be this 2026 Scoreholio Club Points Race. And you can actually have this same exact race, for your club, and you're going to go ahead and submit everything to it. I'm going to go to Manage here. This was my setup here, my season setup. You see I just did it from, January 1st all the way to the end of the year. And I'm going to submit all of my games. I have a couple different tiebreakers. You can really choose yours. I'm going to reward the person that went to the most tournaments. That's the first tiebreaker. The season points per round, this would be for Cornhole. Other sports, you might want to do some other ones, and then SPR as a last tiebreaker. I'm going to go to the season options tab. This is where you're going to make your points option. So for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and do the Scoreholio Club. And if you don't know much about seasons, you can always go to docs.scoreholio.com, learn how to build a season. I have a much longer tutorial on it, so I'm going to go fast through this. But a division's the most important thing. That's where they're going to all get sorted. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a, league for my set teams league. And I'm going to do my Switcholio for one. And let's say that you run a lot of fundraisers. You can actually go ahead and put in fundraiser, maybe give everybody a point for attending a fundraiser or, a corporate event. Whatever type of tournaments you run, you could go ahead and add these here. And let's say that you have a bunch of tiers, like tier 3, sometimes maybe you have a bigger league, so you have all these different tier levels, tier 2. Maybe if you don't have it's just, 15 of you or something, you never break into tiers, just do one tier. It doesn't really matter. You can always add to this as the season goes along. You start running different tournaments or different style tournaments, in February or, down in July. Just go ahead and add something in here. Pool is kind of the important one. That's how many actually count towards the overall score for the players. I'm going to go ahead and do one for set teams here, right? And I'm going to say that, are my league, let's say. I'm going to do league. And I'm going to do, let's say, the top 15 count for them. I don't Switcholio. Let's say I run one every week, so I'm going to give them 52. Every Switcholio they attend actually counts towards their overall score. So it's really up to you how you want to go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my points option. This is where all the magic happens. So let's say I'm going to do my Scoreholio Club. I'm going to do my Switcholio, and it's all tier 1 for me. And this will be in my Switcholio pool. And I'm going to say, if they get first place in the Switcholio, they get 25, and then 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. You can go all the way down to, if you're running 120/18 brackets, get all the way down to 97 plus. But I'm not going to do that for this tutorial. It'll take too long. And let's say I'm going to do my next one, and I'm going to say that this is my Scoreholio club, and it's for a league. And I'm going to go ahead and tier 1 again, and this is for my league. But, for this one, I didn't run that championship bracket, so I'm actually going to do my round robin. I'm going to say I'm going to give everybody, 10 points for a win and 1 point just for showing up to the league, right? And that's what I'm going to do for that. You can also, if you run a championship, just do the bracket as well. But there you go. I got my season set up. It's all ready to go. So I'm going to go back to the admin of my tournaments here. So this is my league here. Remember, this is my set schedule league. We ran a bunch of weeks. I'm going to go to season tab here. You're going to click on this. You can see the season. And we're going to see the points option I just built for league. And I'm going to go ahead and say I'm submitting the round robin. And you can see, the Bears got 4-0. And each player, Jake Plummer and Justin Marks, are getting 41 points. That's 10 points for each win, plus the participation points for 41. Oh, no, look at this down here, the Cardinals. And this is apropos. I'm actually a Cardinals fan, and we got 0 wins. So Josh Rosen, of course, the quarterback for the Cardinals, it sucks, and Neil Rackers, former kicker that wasn't very good, got 0 wins, and so they only get participation points like the real Cardinals. Unfortunate. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and submit this game. Enough pity party for me. Being a Cardinals fan, we're going to go ahead and submit those to our season. And we're going to click OK and come back up to our season. And you'll see in our season admin at the top here, if I go over to this tournaments tab, we have a pending tournament right here. This is the one I just submitted. And you can actually click it and look at the points, right? This is the 41 and the 1 all the way down. Now we can change this to approved, and we can go ahead and update this and recalculate our points. And we have our first tournament into our system right here. If I go up to this player rankings tab, I'm going to turn back on our phone over here. And I go ahead and refresh a couple times. Oh, you know what? I can go to the Scoreholio Club and refresh. Now we have our first place winner is Justin Marks. Jake Plummer is in they're tied for first right here and right now. But one thing that you can do that's really cool is come to this memberships tab right here. And if you come to this import members button, we can import all of these players as members of our season here, right? And now every tournament we submit, we can go ahead and go to this import members and bring them in. And this will give you a full list of everybody that's ever played in all your tournaments all year long, based off of everything that's going on with your club. So now if I go back here, I'm going to go to that Switcholio that I ran, and I'm going to go ahead and submit that. So I'm going to go here and hit the points race, and this was for the Switcholio, and I'm going to just only submit the bracket. You can submit both the bracket and the round robin, but I'm not going to take that much time. Okay, so here's our bracket. This is the points that they get. I'm going to submit these results to my season, and if you come up here, you're going to see that in that tournament section, there is my the tournament I just submitted, which is the Switcholio tournament. Now, if you don't really care about looking at it, you can always click a bunch of them, and if you forgot to do a bunch of them, you can click here and approve them all in one and just recalculate there. So now if I go to my players tab and we go ahead and refresh, it's recalculating right now. You can kind of look over here by clicking this. We got about 86% left. There's 90. And there's 100. Okay, so now we can go ahead and refresh. And now we have more players here that are in there. And you can see Justin's still in first. And, we got a couple other people with 34 points all the way down here. Just so you know, this points option can really pick whatever you want to do. Give everybody 1 point for every tournament. Doesn't matter. However you want to do it. Just so you know, if you want to actually charge memberships for your club, you can actually do that within here with membership levels. And you can do payment options. You can actually add more organizers to go ahead and submit to this. If you guys have like a region, like the San Diego guys, they have a big region there. You can invite a bunch of organizers to submit to your overarching memberships tab. But now I come back up to this memberships. If I click this import members, anybody that wasn't already a member is now in here for me to be able to pick them all and actually import more members. So now every tournament you submit, you can keep bringing them in, and now you have a full list of everybody that's ever played in your tournaments. Now on the left here, your players. This is what's going to get them excited to come out more and play with more of your tournaments. Because this one, I'm AC Green here, who is a former Laker player here, and I played in one of these tournaments, and I'm inside the season. If I come to Scoreholio Seasons here, you're going to see the points race, and that player can actually go in here and see what rank they are and how many bonus points if you do bonus points, and they can see all of their stats. He didn't play Score Magic, so he doesn't have any Score Magic stats. But now, and you can see, okay, well, how did I get these points? I got 2 points for playing in that Switcholio tournament here. So that's how the players can see all of their stats within the season. Now, you as the organizer over here, if I go to this player rankings, I got this columns tab, and I can actually start seeing some pretty cool stuff. Let's see how many times somebody got on the podium. Let's see somebody's overall PPR or the season PPR. What is it over the course of the time that they played? And I can start seeing all of that. See, they got first here. They got this person's been on the podium twice. Maybe first, second, and third is what the podium is. And you can get all this information. You can filter and say, all right, give me every player that has, an overall PPR between, 5 and 8 or whatever, and it'll pull up all your players that actually have those season stats for you. If you want to get real fancy, you can actually use our SPR calculation and only use it for the tournaments that you've ran. So recalculate season rankings will actually pull up every game that the players have played and put them into a rating system, which is that same SPR rating system that we created, but only tournaments that have been submitted to your season. And it'll actually give you the opportunity to see every game that everybody's played in that season. Now, we do queue this, so if you get stuck in the queue, just give it some time. Eventually, it will run whenever it's your season's turn to run that queue. But it'll show up here as the player ratings, and you can actually click on every game and see every game Jake and Justin have played. So this is a great way to build up your club and get people excited to come out, play, want to be the part of the club championship. Maybe let's say December 1st, you're like, okay, we're going to run one big tournament. Anybody that's been in 5 leagues or 5 tournaments all year long, you're eligible to play, and we're going to go ahead and have a club championship and see who the winner is. Now is the time to do it. It's the 9th of January when I made this tutorial, so don't wait too long, but don't worry. You can always submit old tournaments to your season. You just got to go to those old tournaments and place them in. You want to get real fancy, go ahead and get back to 2025 and submit every one of your 2025s into a season and see everybody that played in your tournaments there. But this has been with Scoreholio. I'm sorry I went really fast. Try to pause it, listen to everything. I will have a doc section at docs.scoreholio.com. Look for Club Championship, and I'll have it broken down in more of a paragraph format for you, just in case I went too fast. But you can always email us at info@scoreholio.com or go to live chat. We're happy to help. This is Ben, and it's easy peasy.